Adolescence is an amazing, transformative time which sees a shift from being a dependent child to a fully autonomous adult. This is a time of profound change physically, cognitively, socially and emotionally. When it comes to the brain's development, adolescence is a time of notable structural and functional transformations that, along with the rising hormone levels and other biological changes, interact with cultural, economic and psychosocial experiences to shape how adolescents think, feel and behave. What's key at this time is that early adolescence beholds the final critical window of neuroplasticity, a time when the brain is highly responsive to its environment. This heightened plasticity presents a great opportunity where the brain is primed to learn, develop and specialise. In equal measure, however, this heightened plasticity makes the brain vulnerable to insults such as sleep deprivation, stress and social pressures. Due to this, the early adolescent years are a particularly important time to nurture, support and guide. From a neurophysiological perspective, adolescence is a time of remodelling and reorganisation, where the brain becomes more efficient at processing information. Firstly, as neurons develop, myelin is formed around the axon, which dramatically increases the speed of transmission. While sensory and motor brain regions become fully myelinated in the first few years of life, axons in the frontal cortex, which are responsible for our complex cognitive functions, continue to be myelinated well into adolescence. Secondly, there is a decrease in cortical grey matter following its peak in childhood. This process, known as synaptic pruning, occurs via a use it or lose it principle, where synapses that are activated more are strengthened, while those that are activated less are eliminated. This is a positive developmental process that enables efficiency and specialisation. Importantly, pruning is experience dependent, meaning adolescence is a critical time to encourage learning in every sense of the word, academically, musically, sportingly and or artistically, for example. By using their attention to focus and practice things that they are passionate about, adolescents are reinforcing neural networks and honing skills that are important for their future. Adolescence is a time of continued cognitive and emotional evolution and impressive developmental changes. Cognitively, adolescents develop the capacity to hold in mind more multidimensional concepts and are thus able to think in a more strategic manner. Much of this is due to the development of executive functions, these being cognitive processes that control thoughts and behaviour and thereby allow an individual to adapt flexibly to new and complex situations and tasks. They also enable goal-directed behaviour, impulse control, delayed gratification, planning, organisation and the ability to balance short-term rewards with long-term goals. Socially and emotionally, adolescents are more self-aware and self-reflective than prepubescent children. They can think more rationally, express their desires and alter their emotions, all enabling successful interactions with their peers. Though all of these cognitive, social and emotional skills develop throughout adolescence, they do not fully mature until early adulthood. This is particularly evident when it comes to risk and reward. Due to different maturation rates between the emotional and self-regulating centres of the brain, adolescents are particularly vulnerable to making decisions based off of emotion as opposed to rational decision-making processes, particularly in emotionally loaded situations, for example, when there is social pressure, stress, or the prospect of reward. Understanding these behavioural tendencies alongside the knowledge of the brain's structural reorganisation during this time highlights the adolescent period as a time in need of positive experiences, interactions and influences to encourage healthy development. Adolescence is a time to develop skills that will help them succeed now and in the future, alongside exploring learning and practicing what they are passionate about. In doing this, we reinforce and strengthen the specific neural pathways enabling these skills to develop. Alongside positive experiences and interactions, we can support this important and sensitive time by providing balanced nutrition and education on good nutritional choices to lay the healthy foundations for later life. providing balanced nutrition is essential for healthy brain development, with dietary factors having a broad and positive impact on neuronal function and plasticity, which is particularly sensitive to the environment during the adolescent years. What's more, nutrition can support mood, reducing the negative effects of stress and anxiety, which can be particularly high during the adolescent years due to the rapid changes that are occurring.